What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Mortal Kombat 1 video. Today has been quite the doozy. Two of the most popular Mortal Kombat players, being Sikander555 and SonicFox, have been butting heads on Twitter recently over the recent Cyrax changes. If you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, Cyrax was recently reverted to how he was during September, and if you don't know what that means, Cyrax can now do the forward spin for one cameo bar, which makes him the best chip damage character in the entire game. Back in those days, Cyrax was being used with literally every single character, and we're probably going to end up seeing that at Final Combat because NetherRealm Studios is making sure that Cyrax is going to stick around till Final Combat. And all of this drama and discussion has led Sikander and SonicFox to start butting heads over this, and some stuff kind of went down, and I think it's a really good idea to talk about it because it really gives us a good introspection into how NetherRealm Studios is balancing their game and what they're listening to. So we're going to talk about this. The thing that kicked this off is a thread from Sikander. Sikander made this giant picture thread. It's just pictures, no words, of a bunch of different things that he believes may connect. So first of all, we have a picture of SonicFox losing the MK11 or MK1 Pro competition, and then he's like, oh, still wishing we got old Cyrax back. Characters were able to use him very interestingly. Just got Striker Lao hat, la 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 la. All of a sudden, Mortal Kombat fixes Cyrax. I think Sikander is trying to make a bit of a connection here and be like, well, the reason they're changing Cyrax is because of these tweets and because of what SonicFox has been asking. And, I mean, there's definitely somewhat of a connection here, but I don't believe it's as, as impactful as Sikander may think. But we'll get into that in a second. Let's keep going. So then we have SonicFox saying LOL and typing Rain Robot, which is obviously Rain Cyrax. If you guys have stuck around Mortal Kombat 1 for a while, you'll know that SonicFox was playing a little bit of Rain Cyrax in the early days. Now Sikander uses another tweet from SonicFox saying, I think posts like this are dumb as fuck because one, I've been criticizing the game for quite some time that came out too early, and two, there are no magical perks that I get for being on top. Casual fan base is the majority. I have zero voice in what I want for MK. This is a good tweet to pull up because it's just not true. It's blatantly not true. You are SonicFox. You are one of the, probably, like, considered in most people's eyes, the GOAT of Mortal Kombat. Either you or Ninja. So, to say that you have zero voice in what you want from Mortal Kombat isn't really true. They very, very obviously pay attention to you very heavily because you're such a predominant player in the space. They're going to listen to your opinions more intently and more thoroughly, and they're going to listen to them for their balancing. And whether or not you have any say on that doesn't matter, because they're going to do it anyway. That's what we've been asking for as a player base. We're like, hey, NetherRealm Studios, listen to our players so that way we can get the good balance out. And this game, they started doing that a lot more. They're listening to their pro players like SonicFox. So you know that you have a little bit of voice on Mortal Kombat, regardless. We'll just leave that on the table, because we all know that's not true. Then Sikander uses the Cyrax tweet again, trying to connect these two things. This is where I think it kind of falls flat a little bit. Once again, I don't think SonicFox is really even planning to use Cyrax during Final Combat. SonicFox, even when Cyrax was out, was doing a lot of Kung Lao Sindel type stuff. So, regardless of any of this, this confuses me. And SonicFox is also somewhat right about something. It's not their input. It's not just SonicFox. Other pro players were asking for the Cyrax revert as well, including myself. I'm not a pro player, but I wanted Cyrax to be reverted. Next up, we have this one, which I think is also another pretty good tweet to bring up in terms of Sikander's case, because SonicFox asks Mortal Kombat to make Final Combat 1st to 3 instead of 1st to 2. And they do it. They do it pretty much immediately after hearing feedback from competitors, which is pretty much obviously them listening to SonicFox. The reason I think this point kind of sucks, though, is because SonicFox was right. Like, if SonicFox had some stupid point and was just saying something stupid, then whatever. I mean, if they were to change it then it's like, okay, now they're just listening to SonicFox. But they've been playing 1st to 3 formats the entire time. Why would they change the 1st to 2 now? It's just a necessary change, right? So if we all know this is a universally good and accepted change, why are we using this as a gotcha moment, right? Like, does anyone else see the hypocrisy in this? And then finally, Sikander brings up another screenshot of SonicFox losing at Combo Breaker. Brings out, I don't actually have a good answer to Johnny Cage Chameleon yet. Then Cyrax gets buffed, and one of SonicFox's friends, I presume, says, Rain Cyrax, the twins can't fight Rain. So, once again, I feel like this is just a strange connection, right? I mean, obviously, it is true that SonicFox lost to Johnny Cage Chameleon, then started asking for Cyrax buffs, and then Cyrax got buffed. But it's also true that SonicFox has been asking for Cyrax buffs since Cyrax got nerfed. Right? And it wasn't because SonicFox wants to play Cyrax, it's because Cyrax was more fun for the whole game. And I agree with that. It's more fun to have crazy shit than boring shit. And the more we nerf stuff, the more boring it becomes. After all this, SonicFox and Sikander finally had a bit of communication. SonicFox says, I agree, I think Cyrax should be banned at Final Combat, but here we are, LOL. And where did you tell them to ban it? You just said LOL to it. My issue is we're all having to deal with this bug based on them playing into your needs. I could care less about what you use at Final Combat. This is where Sikander's entire point falls flat, in my opinion. I think everything kind of just falls apart here, because now he's taking this as, okay, well, NetherRealm Studios is listening to pro players, and he's twisting it into, okay, NetherRealm Studios is listening to SonicFox. That's not the case. If that was the case, if you think that's the case, you have not been paying any attention to the pro scene over the last decade. I have been watching all of these tournaments, and I can tell you right now, NetherRealm Studios nerfs every single one of SonicFox's characters. Joker was nerfed. Who did SonicFox play in Mortal Kombat X? I forget. Whoever the fuck that was, nerfed to smithereens. And now we're seeing Mortal Kombat 1 nerfs come in for some of SonicFox's characters. It's a little bit nicer. It's not like as obvious, but it's still happening. So if they're playing into SonicFox's needs to make them win every tournament, what the fuck's that about, right? I mean, like, why are they also nerfing every single SonicFox character? See, I don't think that this point makes any sense at all to me. And I really do wish that Sikander did not place this anger towards SonicFox. It's legitimately stupid. If Sikander is going to be upset at somebody here, how are you going to be upset at SonicFox? We all know that NetherRealm Studios isn't writing pen and pad to SonicFox every day. Hey, what do you want changed in the game? We're about to do a new update. No, that's not what's happening. It's very obvious to anybody who's paying attention that what NetherRealm Studios is doing is taking a look at these pro players' Twitters, seeing what their takes are, and then implementing them. They're not communicating with them on some first-hand basis. They're just taking a look at their opinion and then taking that into consideration. It's very obvious. So if you're going to be mad at anybody, don't be mad at SonicFox. Be mad at NetherRealm Studios for not doing anything. NetherRealm Studios said, oh, we're not going to change anything before Final Combat because we don't want to mess up the tournament, and then changed absolutely everything. That's lazy. What that is that's lazy as fuck. And the reason that's lazy is because they're holding off balance changes, which are some of the easiest things to do in video games, by the way, is change a couple of numbers around. They're holding those off until after the tournament, while also making consecutively the biggest possible change you can possibly make and putting it under the radar, and then not changing it for the final tournament. That is lazy. If you're gonna make a mistake like that, and then act like it's a mistake, then fix it. Or fucking man up and be like, hey, I made this mistake, but it wasn't a mistake. This was part of our new battle strategy. We want Cyrax back. We want these characters back because we're listening to pros. I hate this half-winded bullshit where it's like, oh, well, we didn't mean, we're going to see how players like it. If they like it, then we meant to do it. If they don't like it, we didn't mean to do it. I'm sick of that shit, dude. Stand on your business. And truth be told, it was stupid as hell to bring Cyrax back 10 days before Final Combat and then say nothing about it. I don't want to, how is this a bug? How do you bug this? How do you mess this up? And then if you're going to mess it up, how are you not going to change anything before Final Combat? Just revert it. How hard is that? So once again, I think that Sikander is just mad at the wrong people here. It is not SonicFox's fault that Cyrax is a broken character. And then after this, SonicFox blocked Sikander. We had a little bit more context on here from SonicFox's Twitter. And then Sikander made this beautiful little video for SonicFox just to kind of let him know what his thoughts are. So we'll take a look and listen at this.
Okay, so SonicFox just blocked me on Twitter, and I have a few words. SonicFox, this is to you directly. If you see this video, go fuck yourself. You a bitch compared to me. You and your ego and your goat complex is not going to fly past me, you fucking wanker. It's not. That shit ain't working on me, buddy. And then secondly, to the developers team at NetherRealm Studios, those who are in charge of the balancing, you 100% intended the Cyrax buff on the helicopter. And the problem is that we all have to deal with that toxic ass cameo now again. You put it back in the game right when this tournament is happening because SonicFox begged for it to be back. And if it wasn't intended, you wouldn't have let it go and rock at a $200,000 Final Combat offline major tournament for this game. So don't give me no fucking bullshit.
So, obviously, I mean, that's just a crazy video. This man is crashing the fuck out right here. Saying, SonicFox, you're a bitch, go fuck yourself. It's kind of crazy. But, I mean, this man is a guy who's standing on business right here. This is how he feels, and he's letting the whole world know about it. I can respect that. Here's what I will say, though. I feel like this is just a horrible place to take this point. It falls completely flat of any evidence whatsoever. Because we have evidence that SonicFox is indeed being used for their balancing, right? Absolutely. But what we don't have any evidence for, and we have evidence against, as a matter of fact, is that SonicFox is in cohesion with NetherRealm Studios, like they have any say over it. No, that's not what's happening. It's very obvious to me, and I think to anybody who's paid attention to the situation, that NetherRealm Studios is just looking at their Twitters and making balance changes based off that because it's the easiest thing their developers can do. With that being said, how are you going to sit here and just slew insults at SonicFox for no reason and make this absolutely insane accusation that NetherRealm Studios is literally just doing this to make SonicFox win more? Do you think that NetherRealm Studios' entire objective in making video games is to have SonicFox win tournaments? I'm gonna be real with you. They like SonicFox. They don't give a fuck who wins those tournaments. It doesn't matter to them. They just want to see high-level gameplay, and they must have thought if Cyrax being buffed will make the gameplay more high-level, we should do it. I don't think that them reverting it is proof, or not reverting is proof that they're working with SonicFox. I think it's proof that they're lazy as shit, and they need to work a little bit harder when it comes to tournaments like this. Because doing this, what they just did, there is literally no other way to take this other than this was either lazy as hell or complete corruption. Like, straight up. Straight up. And I'm going down the lazy route, and Sikander's going down the corruption route. But those are the only two ways to take the Cyrax buff. Because there's literally no other way to take it. Now, here's where things get a little bit interesting, though. Because this is what I don't think Sikander was admitting or willing to really talk about. SonicFox doesn't want to use Cyrax. If this was an intended change for SonicFox to win the tournament with Cyrax, that would be crazy, right? But that's not the case. SonicFox has been practicing with Sendel Kung Lao the most out of any character, and we have seen a bunch of crazy shit from SonicFox that's not chip damage related. In Combo Breaker, SonicFox was playing Omni-Man Movado. They weren't playing like Kano or anything, and they weren't playing Strike or anything. It was Omni-Man Movado. And these are inherently non-chip damage playstyles. So why would SonicFox all of a sudden out of nowhere just switch to Cyrax for no reason? And finally, we did get a little bit of confirmation from SonicFox on why SonicFox decided to block Sikander. One, he'd lose, he's not a professional, literally gets killed by randoms daily. This is in regards to a beef set. Somebody asked a beef set with Sikander would be dope. And two, he's unironically delusional, and I completely forgot that he was. LMAO. I'm just choosing not to interact with him anymore. So, SonicFox's take on Sikander is that he is kind of delusional and just isn't worth interacting with anymore. I mean, truth be told, I think it would be a very interesting thing to see Sikander and SonicFox fight. If you're going to say that he would literally get destroyed, then destroy him. You know, I don't like this new age shit talk where we just say, oh, I would beat his ass, and then nothing happens. It's like, okay, then do it. But that's how they're choosing to do the situation. Whatever, have fun. I'm not gonna, have a say on that. Just, that's what happened, chat. I mean, it was pretty nuts. That's what happened today. SonicFox and Sikander got into it a little bit today, and truth be told, I think it does beg some pretty good questions about the balancing of this game. I think what we need to start asking ourselves is, does NetherRealm Studios balance this game with the intention of making it more fun or more competitive? Because to me, right now, it seems like they are doing neither, and it's kind of stupid, and it's really stupid. Because we need one of those two, right? We need one of those two to be happening, and neither of them are. There are changes to this game that make it anti-competitive, like the Cyrax change, anti-competitive in my opinion. It makes it a little bit more brain rot gameplay, but it's more fun. It is a much more fun change, but then you have changes that are just so contradictory to that style of, you have a change that's completely based on the pro level play that only pro players are asking for, and then you also mix in a change that only casual players are going to benefit from, that pro players end up exploiting, that we need to revert anyway. It's like, I don't know if this is the best shot. I think we should just pick one. Are we going for crazy fun gameplay, which I think is the best way to go? It's Mortal Kombat. That's what makes Mortal Kombat fun, is crazy bullshit. Or are we going to more of a competitive Street Fighter type of gameplay where we're like focusing super hard on neutral and focusing super hard on making everything as balanced as possible? Either of those two options work, but like I said, it doesn't seem like NetherRealm Studios is doing either of them, and we will see after Final Combat. I think we're getting a pretty big balance patch. I hope so after Final Combat, because we got nothing with Homelander. We need some balancing, truth be told. We need some more balance patches. So we will see after Final Combat where NetherRealm Studios' head is, and we will understand where their balancing game is. But for now, that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you for coming on this journey with me and learning about SonicFox and Sikander's little squabble. I think that we will end up seeing this get squashed one way or another in the future. I believe that they'll either have a beef set or just be like, yo, my bad, SonicFox, I was being a little bit crazy. But regardless, thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you guys had a good time. And yeah, Final Combat is coming up pretty soon, so I hope you guys are excited for that. Biggest Mortal Kombat tournament of the year. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, and thanks for watching.